What's up, good people? How you doing today? I got it a little bit too high here. How you doing today? It's your boy Zeke Wanganga. This is Fired Up KC. We are live in the studio. I have the Chancellor in the house today. Make some noise, Chancellor in the house. Woo, woo. Go Roos, go Roos. Okay, let me catch you guys up on lately. So yeah, we were off for a minute. We've been off for a couple months. We're just coming back on. And I mean, like I told you guys, we're gonna be taking a couple months off just to come back and re-strategize, and we are back better because you can see we have the Chancellor C. Mauli Agrawal here today, and it's about to be a showdown. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Okay, so. Just Agrawal, a whole lot of people. Let them know who's here. Let them know who I have in the house today. Tell them who's in the house.
Hey there, Rose. This is Mauli Agrawal, your Chancellor.
Awesome. So a lot of people do not really know who the Chancellor is because they don't teach that in class. You know, you have to actually step out to know who the Chancellor is. And I got the opportunity to actually be sitting in the same room with the Chancellor himself, Mauli C. Agrawal. So I'm gonna go off with the first question. Who is Chancellor C. Mauli Agrawal? Most people don't know who is Chancellor C. Mauli Agrawal.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for
great
coming.
Pleasure.
Thank you
Great
for being here.
And so who's C. Mauli Agrawal? I was born in India a long time ago.
Wow.
And I was one of two children.
Oh, wow, okay.
And my father came out of the villages, but was the first one to go to college.
Okay.
My mother came from an educated family, but I was the first female to go to college.
Oh, wow.
And then went on to get a PhD.
Wow.
So I'm very, very proud of her for that.
Wow.
Very different childhood, very different childhood, because India was a very different country at that point in time.
Yes.
I would say a very exotic childhood now that I think about it. So we had all kinds of. I came from a city that was mid-sized by Indian standards.
Yes.
So when you have 1 billion some people,
yes.
a mid-sized city is more than 1 million people.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
But it was different in the sense, you had all kinds of animals on the streets. My mother sometimes would poke her head into my room and say, "Hey, the monkeys are in the mango trees again." So you go threw a few rocks at them. And there were elephants and camels and stuff on the street. But that was life, and that was very good life.
Yes.
Things were different back then. I did not grow up with a refrigerator or a TV.
Yes.
But we wouldn't, by Indian standards, we were not considered poor.
Exactly.
We were middle class. So that just goes to show how good we have it.
Yes.
That's true. It was just wonderful. Now, my parents both emphasized education.
Okay.
In a big way. And so although we were not rich or anything, they made sure we went to the best schools.
Yes.
I went to a Catholic school for high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was pretty interesting.
Wow. Okay. We have a lot of things in common. We got.
Was that right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but back in those days, if we didn't do the right thing at school, we got
yes.
canned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is. I didn't grow up here, so I grew up in Nigeria. So yeah, we just keep going. We have a lot in common. Just keep going.
But really, really good school, and they trained me well for where I went next, which was an engineering school.
Okay.
And turned out to be one of the best in the nation. And
Okay.
I was able to go there. I was going to go back and join my parents, and they had some small businesses going on.
Yeah.
And but I said, you know what? Before I get down there, let me go out and work for a big company.
Yes.
So I took a year and I went to work for British Leyland, which makes trucks. So my first job as an engineer was making trucks.
Wow.
So
Okay.
a lot of my analogies and my examples revolve around automobiles, and that is why.
Okay.
But after a year there, I realized that's not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I was more about innovation and doing things differently.
Yes.
And this was just, routine truck making.
Exactly. Yes.
So I told my parents, hold on. Let me go to the U.S. for a little bit. Let me get a master's.
Wow.
Go see the world a little bit. I'll be right back.
Yes. Wow.
Famous last
words. Famous last words. Okay.
So I came to the U.S. for my master's. I went to school called Clemson in South Carolina, which is now known for its football quite well.
Okay. Clemson, the Clemson Tigers.
Tigers.
Yes, I know that. Yes, I know that.
They won the national championship.
Oh wow, okay.
two things happened.
Okay.
I fell in love with the American academia,
Oh wow.
the
Okay.
research piece of it especially.
Yes.
And innovation and thinking solutions and finding solutions to problems.
Yes.
And there was this minor thing also, fell in love with a young lady.
that's like you should have started with that. You should have started with that. You should have started with that. That's like a high key. You should have like just keep going.
So I decided to stay.
Okay, cool.
Then after that, I wanted to go get a PhD. And I
Okay.
went up to North Carolina to Duke, got my PhD,
All right.
got married at that time. And from there on, I was still trying to decide industry, academia. You can do engineering research
Yes.
in both places.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to go to academia and ended up in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh wow. Okay.
We liked it a lot. We stayed. We raised a family.
Okay.
I have two kids, a boy and a girl,
Oh wow. Wow.
26 and 23.
Oh wow. Okay. The other one's like my age.
They'll be
Okay.
your age,
Okay.
so I
We
know
have
how-
another thing in common now.
Yeah. No, I know how you guys think.
Oh, that's great. Uh huh.
They both have finished college now.
Okay,
And are
okay.
both working. And we were there for 27 years.
Oh wow.
And then we decided to come here.
Wow.
And so now
Wow.
you have me here.
Wow.
and, at UMKC, and just absolutely loving it.
Wow.
Absolutely loving it.
Wow. That's you've had a long journey. But you said a lot of things that I really want to I have to touch up on some of the things you said. First of all, the monkeys, I relate to that. When I was a kid, so there's my house, I think there was like a zoo around us somewhere, and the monkeys escaped, right? And then the monkeys would come on, because we had a banana plantation on our house. So like the monkeys would come on the banana, like be shaking it. And, like I'll be sick, and my mom was like, "Come outside, the monkeys are outside." And I'll just come outside, and like they'll be outside. We just be giving them stuff, and we just be giving them like food to eat. And I remember that was like the best best of my childhood, and I could see monkeys and dogs fight, and they just be fighting at each other, and I'm like, it's really fun, And I think another thing too is like, you're talking about like being from India, because I'm from Nigeria, and like going to high school in India, Nigeria is different. Like you get flogged if you do something wrong, they will beat you. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that really helped me too, like because back in those days, I was not really a good student, you would say. I was more of a stubborn type. So if you did not spank me, I wouldn't do the right thing, So yeah, that's beautiful. And also your child is like my age, because I'm 23. I'm going to be 24 by this month on the 15th, which is my birthday. Whoop whoop. But so I just want to say this. So like, did you as a kid, did you ever see yourself going to the U.S., or is it something that had just happened? Did you know you were going to go to the U.S., or?
I had no thoughts about it at all. So you just did the next thing there, and so there were no plans of going into a higher ed. No, things happen.
Okay. So you said something about you told your parents that you're gonna go back to the U.S. And I think that is I think it's really important for people to know that, sometimes, because I for one, being from Nigeria, the parents always want you to do something or do this or do that or be this person. But at the end of the day, you have to be your own self, right? You have to be able to decide, I like this, but this is not what I'm passionate about.
Correct.
Like I have to pursue my thing. What was that like for you? Was that a hard decision to make?
Not really. I guess it was harder for my parents to
Okay.
realize I was not coming back. Because when you're your age, I was your age.
Yes, okay.
At that time, and life is good. And things are happening.
Yes,
And
that's
so-
true.
And now I wonder about what I put my parents through.
Yes,
at that
yes,
time.
yes,
Now remember,
yes,
folks,
yes.
at that time, contacting India wasn't that easy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There was no iPhones,
Yeah,
there was no
no
FaceTime,
that's
there's no
true.
social media.
Wow.
You actually had to call the operator in the
Wow.
US and say, dial this number
Yes.
in India, and they would dial it, I still remember, for 3 times. If it didn't take, then you had to wait and call
another
them
time.
again.
Wow.
And-
Yes.
And letters took about 3 or 4 weeks to get there.
Wow.
So again, as a 24-year-old, I was having fun.
Yes.
But I feel bad now that I'm on the other side, and my
Yeah.
parents, that my parents must have really felt.
Yes. Yes.
uh,
See, I think like what you just said is another thing that I feel like we here we don't think about that so much. What it was like to write letters, what it was to like drive around with no map. Like we never think of those things, right? We just like use the Google Map, but like it's a normal thing. But back in those days, like I don't even know how you guys got around, because I can't find my way around without Google Map. I would get lost. But okay, kind of talk to me about coming to the U.S. Coming to the U.S. What was that like for you? Was that a big shift for you, or was it? Did you expect what you saw?
I expected what I saw, and the reason is the engineering school that I went to was set up in collaboration with some American universities.
Okay.
So it was set up very much in the same fashion.
Okay.
So same semester systems, and a lot of our books were the same books that we used here.
Okay.
And then everybody around the world, we watched American media.
Exactly. Yes.
American movies.
You were
read
influenced
the
by
books, so we were up on all of that. But yes, that's the coming from what at that point was a third world country. It's
Yes.
very different now.
Yes.
Back then.
Yes.
To a first world country. Yes, there was a lot of things that we had read about that I'd
You
seen
don't
in
see.
movies,
Yes.
but then I saw them in person. So that
Yes.
was interesting. Yes, just as a little side story. So a friend of mine picked me up from the airport.
Okay.
And we went to his apartment, and I was going to stay there that night and then look for an apartment the next day.
Okay.
And I wake up, you're in time travel, so you got jet lag. So I wake up late at night. It's still summertime.
Yes.
So the other folks who lived in the apartment are sitting there watching TV, which is new for me, remember? And they're eating ice cream out of a little tub.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you get ice cream in tubs. Because we had to go buy a little cone at a time.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's pretty original. That's pretty original. You can't get that anywhere else. That's pretty. I love that. Because okay, what was the one apart from that? Did you have any other culture shock coming here? Was there a lot of different things you had to like overcome?
Well, the only other thing was, remember I went to South Carolina.
Okay.
So, there's a southern accent.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I was used to the British accent because
Yes.
the British were in India, and Indians
Yes.
spoke Indian English, but more with a British accent.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And I still remember talking to one of the staff members and saying, I thought you guys spoke English. What do you speak? Because it didn't sound like English to me at times with that strong southern accent. I love the southern accent now. Every time I go back to the South, I love
Yes.
hearing it. But it was first exposure to different accents
Yes.
within the country because
Yes.
we expected everybody to speak like Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
spoke the
Yes.
same.
Yes. Wow. Okay. So so engineering, was that your choice? Doing engineering, was that your personal choice, or was there something that just happened, or is there something you were passionate about, or?
Engineering was my choice. Now, again, back then in India, there were not that many options if you
Okay.
wanted a good life. So you either became an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer.
Yes.
This
Yes.
big,
Yes.
ones you can count all. And I've been asked this question before, what got me into engineering? And I had to think about it because it seemed just like it happened. But I got very excited back in 1969
Okay, that's a long time ago.
when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon.
Oh wow! Yes.
And the whole
Wow.
Apollo missions, as a kid, I used to follow them.
Wow.
And I thought that was just the best thing ever. And the
Wow.
technology. And I'm still just as excited
Yes.
and giddy about it as I
Uh-huh.
was back then,
Okay.
because the technology used and the fact that they went to the moon and came back on less technology
Yes,
than
that
you
now-
have in your iPhone.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
uh,
Yes.
is just amazing. And that they started from scratch after
Exactly.
President Kennedy said we're going to go,
Wow.
and did it in 10 years. It's just,
Wow.
to me, the best engineering feat ever.
Wow.
So that got me excited about technology.
Yes.
And I was good at the sciences and maths.
It's like, why not? That is so inspirational. Like hearing that, because like we don't know the impact that what people the steps that people take, what it impacts on other people's lives.
Correct.
Because most times we think it's just us, it's just me doing stuff, but I see life as it's not a straight line. It's a ripple effect. What you do touches someone else somewhere else. You don't
Somewhere
even
else.
know.
And I think about it. So people here were excited about Americans being on the moon.
Yes.
But then there was this 9, 10-year-old on the other side of the world
Yes.
who didn't have a TV, who had to wait till it came in the newspaper.
Exactly.
Who
Wow.
was getting inspired.
Wow.
So who are we inspiring
Exactly. That is
around the world?
wow. See, and I think this is important too, because like America is like a whole platform to it. Like it's the center of the world, and whatever you put out goes out there. You don't know who's taking it in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you like, it's gonna be a funny story, but it relates to going to the moon, right? I watched this movie back when I was probably like 8 years old. And I can't remember the title, but they had this song in it. They always sang, "I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'm." So after watching that whole movie, I was like, I want to be an astronaut. You know, and back in the days, the funny thing is because my dad asked me what I want to do in when I went to high school. Like, would you want to do science, and what would you want to do after high school? And I was like, I want to be an astronaut. He was like, he just came close to me and he touched my neck. He was like, are you okay? Are you having a fever? Because the truth is, back then we don't have a space station in Nigeria, you know. But I never knew I was gonna come to. If I knew I was gonna come to the U.S., I would have pursued my dream, you know. But like little things like that, like just a movie inspired a young boy be like, I want to be an astronaut, you know, because the platform in America is so big that whatever you do small might impact someone else differently. And I really love to hear that. So like what so you went from engineering to like doing research. Was that a big shift for you? What got you into research? Like how did you even make that shift?
Well, part of it is just when you get to your graduate degrees, you do research.
Yes, that's true.
Right. So that was my entree into research.
Okay.
And then I ended up doing biomedical research because my expertise was more materials.
Okay.
And then I started applying my engineering and materials knowledge to how do you make better implants.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How
Yes.
do you
Yes.
make
Yes.
better hips, artificial hips and knees,
Wow.
or stents.
Wow.
And so I had to pick up on the biology piece
Yes.
and the medicine piece. So that became very interesting because you use engineering, you use medicine, and you use biology and bring them
it together. Wow.
To create new solutions
Wow.
for implants. So that was just heck of a ride. Really, really enjoyed it all over my career.
Well, I have a friend. Her name is Mary. She's from Nigeria too. She's like a mechanical engineer. She has a master's in mechanical engineering, and she's part of a biomedical research. So I just want to say to her, you can be the UMKC Chancellor sometime in the future.
There you go. You sure can.
That is awesome. I love that. So like, because I think probably back in 2016 or 2017, you were always on the news at UMKC, always doing something, some comments for some conference or something. Because I was always seeing you in the news before you became the chancellor. Because I was always, I don't know if it's, I think you were always on like the UMKC website for something you did or something before you actually came into the UMKC community.
Yeah, that's because they had announced my chancellorship.
Okay.
In February.
In February, okay.
And I didn't start till June.
Okay, that's probably why. Because I know I saw you in the news, but I didn't know what I saw you for. I think it was an announcement, and I was like, yes, okay, that makes absolute sense. Okay, so what kind of motivates you to do what you do? Like, what keeps you going? What makes you being a chancellor of a school is a huge deal. Like, what keeps you going every time you just wake up morning? It's like, I'm gonna keep going even if it's hard. You know.
Well, I believe in education.
Okay.
I think education is the key to success.
Yes.
And even more so in the years to come. I've had a great career.
Okay.
And because my parents emphasized education.
Yes.
And I was able to get some of the best. And the higher education, I would say, is still the best in the US of A.
Yes.
The best product we have is higher education. And making sure that others get the same thing.
Exactly, yes.
And just have fun
doing
it.
Why are you doing it, yes.
And then the other piece is being in university, I get to hang out with young people like you.
Which is great, you know.
There's no other place you can get that.
And also, I just got you hip on Andy Mineo now. You know Andy Mineo.
I like that song.
We're going to see the Tesla driving through, like, popping it. Just like...
Also, do you like country? Remember, I came from Texas.
That is fantastic. Okay, that's good. So I think my thing with education is this, because I believe that it's not all about going to classes. You know, education for me is not just about going to classes and taking a whole bunch of classes. It's more about everything you get with it. You know, if it's meeting people, if it's getting to talk with different people from different worlds. You know, education to me, the way I see it, it's not just reading a paper, a textbook. It's about who you are. You know, being educated, not just going to get a degree, but actually improving yourself and becoming a better person, you know, for the community. I don't know, because you all kind of touched on it. Like, is that kind of your take on education, or is there another take you would want to add to that? Like,
well, when I meet with parents during orientation, and I tell them that we'll take your children and we'll give them back to you 4 or 5 years from now, but they will be different.
Wow, that's
They will
good.
be very different. And
Wow.
the greatest transformation that I have seen in a person takes place during the college years.
Yes, yes, that's true.
And so, yes, the classroom is knowledge.
Yes,
A
yes.
lot of that is needed. But there's a lot of growth you have outside of the classroom.
Okay.
That's why you should be doing things like this radio
Exactly,
station,
yes.
student orgs, going to the games,
Exactly.
because you discover yourself.
Yes, that is that is
and
so
you discover
phenomenal.
your passions.
Exactly.
And there are people who will come in with one major in mind and they will change. And
I-
that's all right.
Exactly.
Although you need to do it soon.
Yes,
Wait till your
yeah.
final year. Don't wait till your fourth year to change your major. It's going to cost you money. But it's basically growth.
Yes, exactly.
And I think college is perhaps the best years of anyone's lives because you don't quite have all the full responsibilities of adulthood just yet.
That is true.
But you still have a lot of the freedoms. And
Yes.
you have the freedom to explore.
Yes.
And I think that overall is education, not just the classroom part.
Exactly. That is beautiful. I like what you said about you can start with something and change it during the way, because it happened to me. Like, you actually define who you are. You know, you might come in as one person, but so long as you're putting effort in actually becoming something, and you might not end up with what you came in with, but something better when you leave. That's the most important thing. That's why I started this organization, is to tell people that it's not just going to classes. You have to actually find out, who are you? Like, who are you really? Why are you here? You know, it's not just getting a degree. A degree can only go so far. People are not going to ask you, what grades did you get? They're going to ask you, what can you do, and can you do it better? You know, and that's what I try to tell people, for them to know that, you know, at the end of the day, going to classes and being like snoozing and just taking and getting an A, or just getting a low grade or whatever, just get out of the class, won't really help you. The tools are there to actually help you improve as a person, you know. And okay, I'm gonna go into like that stuff. Like, I'm passionate about just like inspiring people and like helping people become leaders, where they know that you are valuable, that you can actually go to the moon if you put your mind to it, you know. So I'll ask you this: what is one thing that has changed in the education system that was there before, like when you were, let's say when you were in college or when you were in high school? What is different now than when you were in college?
Computers. For you all,
It's life. It's our life.
Yes, we had, when I went to college, they just started getting the big mainframes. And
Okay.
you've heard about this. You had to punch out these cards in a machine and give the guy at the counter the cards, and he fed the cards in.
Oh, wow.
Those were your instructions to the computer. So
Oh,
computers we didn't have laptops, we didn't have PCs.
yeah.
They were just mainframes. So the whole world has changed.
Yes.
And all the technology that has come in. And things like information sources.
Exactly.
If you want information and knowledge on some subject now, you just get online.
Exactly.
You can
Yes.
Google a lot of information.
Google it.
So one of the basics of education that has changed, it's not about knowledge anymore, or us providing you knowledge, us as the university providing you knowledge, although we do that.
Yes.
But you can get that knowledge and much more from your
Exactly.
phone in 5 seconds.
Yes, that is true.
Right? So it's no longer the professor just standing there and that's the only source of knowledge.
Yes.
What's more critical now is you have too much knowledge out there.
Wow.
How do we train people to think right
Yes.
and sift through all of that to get to the real knowledge? Because there's a lot of, yes, it's true, there's a lot of fake stuff out
Yes, that's true. That is true.
there. Right? So that's teaching people how to process knowledge and get the real information
Okay.
is something new. And we as academics have to think about
Exactly.
how do we teach.
How do
people
we
that?
do that? How do we do that? How do we use what we have to make people better? Okay. So I'm gonna probably come to this later, but what is your secret to like being a successful person? What is your secret to success? What is your one thing you believe in? What is the thing that, started you off in your success path, I would say?
Oh boy, that's a hard one.
Yeah. It could be many things. It doesn't have to be one thing.
Well, for one, just put your head down and work.
Exactly.
Not worry about what you're going to get out of it.
Yes.
Whatever you got, do it the best you can.
Exactly.
And that's why one of the things we want to do at UMKC is drive at excellence.
Oh, yes.
No
yes.
matter what you're doing, are you the best that you can be?
Exactly.
And by the way, the answer to that is no. Because you can never attain excellence.
That is true.
You'll
That is
keep
true.
improving
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
And it's a continuous process. Right?
Yes.
So that's just one thing. The other piece was what I have discovered. This is a message to all the young people.
Okay.
As you walk down, this is a little bit of philosophy, if you would.
Okay.
As you walk down, the halls of life, and you have your eyes on certain doors that you want to open.
Yes.
Sometimes those doors are not opening,
Yes, that's true.
but there are other doors opening that you had never
Yes.
planned on.
That's
Just
true.
have the courage. Just have the courage to step through one of those doors.
Yes.
And you'll go places where you have never imagined you will go.
You're preaching right now.
A-
Break the
and
pulpit.
that's been my life. I'd never
Wow.
intended to be chancellor.
Yes.
I'd never really planned to be in academia or in administration.
Yes.
But every step, there were things that people said, "Hey, you want to do this?
Yes.
I think you should do that." I'm
Exactly.
like, "Okay,
Why
I'll
not?
try."
Yes.
And then if you put your head down and work at it,
It might be your thing. Wow, that's a masterpiece right there. Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one. Okay. What is it like to be Chancellor Agrawal? How do you spend your day? What do you do as a chancellor? Like every day, what do you do?
the short answer is a whole lot of meetings.
I would see that.
Because people come to you because they expect decisions.
Exactly.
Or to inform you of things that they're doing. So my work is meetings, pretty much all day, but also thinking, getting together with the senior leadership team and saying, where is UMKC going? What
Okay.
is UMKC going to be known for
Exactly.
in the next 5 years or 10 years?
Okay.
How do we get there? How do we find the resources?
Yes,
How do we
yes.
make sure that the students, what tools do we have in place for students to succeed in college?
Mhm,
You know,
yes.
getting here is not enough. We need to help you succeed.
Yes.
So what are the latest tools for that? So a lot of innovation. And
Okay.
I like innovation as an engineer. and those
Exactly,
things,
yes.
So just solving problems.
Yes.
So that's part of it.
Okay.
The other piece with the chancellor's job is it doesn't stop at 5 o'clock.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's a lot that goes on after.
Yes.
I've got some folders here that
Wow.
my staff gives these to me, and they say, "This is your homework, Chancellor."
Wow.
So I've got to go through these. But also, evening times, there are oftentimes receptions to go to.
Exactly.
We also love to come out to my wife Sue and I to the games.
Okay.
We go to the soccer games, the
Go
basketball
Roos.
games, go Roos. We come out to the conservatory folks performing.
Okay. Yeah.
We love being with students and
Yes.
just having fun. So it's all the time.
Yeah. It's like all the time, every day. You
It's all
are
the
on
time.
it.
You have to be on it. You have to be on it. But
Wow.
we both really, really enjoy it.
That's good. That is,
Yeah.
you have to enjoy it because it becomes, that's another thing too. You don't want to have a job. You want to have something that you actually love. That's a job is something you clock out and clock in. But if it's something you enjoy, you're not stressed out. You're actually enjoying the process.
And then it's even more fun because they pay you for it.
Exactly. You're paying for what you love. What's more fun than that? Like you have a hobby and they pay you for it. You know,
There you go.
that's the beauty of life, right? Okay. So I'm gonna come back to a few questions later, but
Sure.
I'm gonna go to the students section. But before I go to that, I have a personal question I want to ask, so I'm an international student, right? And I came here in 2016. And coming in as an international student is like, it's a different transition. It's like hard, like literally my brother dropped me off and it was like, figure it out. And I was just like, man, this life is real. You know, I just became an adult in a day. But I think one thing I would want to ask is this. So like most times international students, they come in at UMKC having financial backing and stuff like that. And they really like have like their parents maybe backing them. But then when they get here, maybe something happened back home and that they don't have that back anymore. Like why I say this is because it happened to me. Because when I came here, I had my financial backing with my dad, but then my dad had stroke, like a heart attack and stuff. And I couldn't be able to pay tuition and everything. I dropped out of UMKC for a semester just because of that. And that was me when I was out of school. That's when I actually defined this guy here. Because when I left UMKC, I actually had to go and stay with my brother and like just going around asking for fun to be able to come back to UMKC. And it took me about 8 months. But just through that process, that's when I came to define that, you know, it's not just about going to school. There's a whole world out there. But my whole story is basically me being able to put my head down and save up the money. I saved up to $12,000 in 8 months just to be able to come back to school.
That's impressive.
It was hard. It was hard paying that money in. I kid you not. That day I was like, I just closed my eye and I click it and I send it in. But for me, I didn't plan that to happen, you know. And there are a lot of students who have dreams. Someone like me, I have a dream of what I want to do, but stuff like that could actually make me not come back. But it takes people to persist and go on. So I guess my question would be this. what could be done to like, what is the thing that could be done to like for students who come here with a plan for financial backing, but then something happens to them? Is there a way that there are funds that could help them out? Because I went to the ISAO. They gave me like $1,000. My department gave me about 7,000, and then that paid for like a few things, but then I say owed more. Is there like a is there a financial way that UMKC could be able to support people who come here with dreams? Because you don't want people's dreams to die. If I didn't come back, I wouldn't be here today.
So that's a tough question, because obviously it's going to be very difficult to fully
Yes.
support somebody through college.
Yes, exactly.
Because remember, the resources we get are from other students.
Exactly.
Right. So from tuition and fees, but there are emergency grants, and then the other piece is finding jobs. So as we create more of a on-campus
Exactly.
experience, that
Yes.
means there are more things happening on campus,
Uh-huh.
more restaurants, or more opportunities for jobs in
Yes.
different departments, and
Okay.
so then you can work your way through.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, that's tough if your circumstances change all of a sudden, and so there can be only so much help.
Yes.
After which,
Yes.
but then on the other hand, folks like you, adversity brings out the best in people.
It does bring
I'm
out
not
the best.
advocating for that,
but
but it can end up in a good place.
Exactly.
If you just stay with it.
yes, if you stay with it, which is hard to stay with,
Yes.
But I mean, yes, I mean stuff like that. Because for me, for once, I never thought I would be that person who would be out hustling just to get back to school. Because at a point, I was just like, I'm not going back to school. It's too much. Like I don't even. Because okay, so I came with as a civil engineer, and I didn't like engineering at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. It was not my thing. I'm more of like an outgoing person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love to talk to people, and I switched to business, which is I'm doing finance right now. But it was a whole big shift because the whole thing with like either you're an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer, with like back home, like you got to do this to make money. But it wasn't for me. You have to find who you are and say, I hear what you guys are saying, but there might be something else here. But also like for me is like being able to know that. And like I'm not saying like have a whole full fund person, but like just being able to make sure that people's dreams don't die, because there are a lot of people on campus. There are a lot of people who are really want to do something, but a lot of things can shift them if they have that persistent to continue and come back on campus. Okay, that's one question. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the student section. So they have so what are you going to do about like the inclusion on campus, like when it comes to diversity on campus? And making that better and stuff like that.
So one of the things that's really impressive about UMKC, and you feel it when you come in from the outside, that it is very inclusive.
Yes.
And people talk about it. People are proud. And when I talk to the students and I say, what are a couple of things that you like about UMKC?
Yes.
They will always bring that up.
Okay.
That people feel comfortable. Do we need to do more? We need to continuously try and do more.
Okay.
We need to get more representation from some of the communities in our metro area that are not as well represented on a campus.
Okay.
And it's also from a point of view of just improving the quality of life of people in the metro area.
Yes.
We don't want to lose certain communities.
Okay.
We don't want to lose first-gen students whose parents have not gone to college.
Okay.
And so we continuously, through admissions and recruitment, continuously work on that to get more and more people of diverse backgrounds.
Okay.
Backgrounds and experiences and viewpoints.
Okay.
And that is also important, because this is one place where you have the opportunity, and I consider it a positive,
Yes.
to have people of different viewpoints who can talk about
Exactly.
them and in a civil fashion.
Yes.
And we can learn from each other.
Exactly,
And get
yes.
exposed to things that we were perhaps not exposed to growing up.
Exactly. Yes.
So those are all important pieces, and I think that's a very important piece of UMKC.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Next question. So, what are you going to do to expedite the housing situation? Because there's like a whole current housing shortage right now.
Yeah. So few things. Number one, there is a dorm, as you know, that's closed
Yes.
down. So we are working very hard to see. We want to get it redone,
Okay.
rehabbed.
Okay.
And so we're working on the finances for that. As
Okay.
you know, that it went south a little bit with some mold problems. And when that happens, there's a lot of legal issues that come up, and
Yes.
construction companies and insurance companies and everything else. So we're wading through all of that.
Okay.
But the intent is to get that back up.
Okay.
And that should add another 400 to 500 beds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that will take some
Okay.
pressure off.
Okay.
But we also have intentions to grow our enrollment pretty rapidly,
Okay.
because we're too small for this 2.2 million people in this metro area.
Okay.
So that would mean that we will need more housing.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And my intent is to see how we can get affordable student housing.
Yes,
right,
that is
as
important.
opposed to
Yes.
just housing around
Yes.
us. So there may be public-private partnerships working with developers, and or maybe just as we build more buildings on a campus,
Okay.
make these buildings that are multi-purpose.
Okay.
So you could have, let's say, a building which the ground floor or the first floor is retail.
Okay.
So you have more opportunities for people to work,
Yes.
but also more opportunities for eating and things like that.
Exactly.
And then you can have your business piece of that building, whether they're
Yes.
classrooms or offices. And what if at the top 2 floors were housing,
Housing. Okay.
right?
That's
so
a good
that
plan.
way it's a mixture. You
Yes.
get everything instead of
one.
just saying this is a
This
work
is
building,
housing
this is
or-
a. So we're looking at new ways of thinking.
Okay. Okay.
So we are aware of the needs
Okay.
there, and we will work with partnerships in the community to get them
To
done.
get that. Okay. Oh, cool. Cool. Okay. So now that the question is, so how is the budget going to benefit the students directly? Because basically, I see the news about we have $20 million coming in, $10 million coming in, but our tuition is going up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that? Because I'm part of like different organizations on campus, and they're not getting a lot of funding too. And the employment on campus is cutting down. And then it's like the tuition is going up and scholarships are coming in. So how are these scholarships going to help on campus, and how is it going to improve? Talking about when it comes to organizations on campus getting funding, students getting more scholarships, or how is the funding going to help us?
So the funding that's coming in is all basically going to go for the benefit of the students
Okay.
in some fashion.
Okay.
Some of it is just building renovations, buildings that are not in
Okay.
good state, classrooms that are not in good state.
Okay.
That's because students deserve better facilities.
Yes.
That's very much needed. Big time for scholarships. And last year we got 20 million matched by 10 million, $30 million over the next decade for scholarships.
Okay.
And then in this year also there's money aside.
Okay.
So that's just basically offsetting your tuition
Okay. Okay.
for people, both for need-based as well as based on excellence.
Okay. Okay.
Merit-based.
Okay.
So,
Maybe.
you know.
Okay.
And then some of the money is going toward putting programs in place that help students succeed.
Okay.
So better tutoring, better supplemental instruction.
Okay.
Because we have this whole new program called RU Strong.
Okay.
And RU Strong is all about culture of care and getting students to succeed.
Okay.
So you come in, the goal is to meet every student where they stand academically,
Okay.
and then help them get to where we want them to be,
Yes.
but without lowering any standards. So we will be very clear about
Okay.
that. We will set good standards
Okay.
because that's what you will be faced with in the real world,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
So we want to
That is
prepare
true.
you and not lower the standards. But then we are putting programs in place to help you
To help. Okay.
so that you can succeed with those standards.
Okay.
And it's a lot of supplemental things that go outside the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Better advising, better tools for advising,
Okay.
better software, things on the RU Mobile, more
Okay.
options. So
Just
all of these
improvements. Okay.
improvements. So basically, they're all
For
focused on
students. Okay. So like, what about like the tuition going up, and then the employment on campus being cut down, and then the students not getting like organization not getting enough funding? What happened with all that?
Yeah, so some of the resources we'll have to keep looking at to, so there have been really tough times
Okay.
in the past few years.
Okay.
It's just partly because two reasons. Number one, enrollment has dropped.
Yes.
Some of that works with the economy, and the economy does well. A lot of people don't come to college.
Yes,
So
yes,
the revenues
yes.
go down. Then you have to maintain the same set of facilities
Okay.
and same operations with less money.
Okay. Okay.
Cost always go up.
Yes.
Cost of living
Cost always. Yeah,
always
that's
go
true.
up. So the tuition right now that goes up is actually capped at that.
Okay.
So we sometimes if we didn't do it the past year, we can do it the next year, but that just keeps pace
Okay.
because we have to.
Facilitate things.
Yeah, well, we have employees
Okay.
and they have to be. But as we grow our enrollment and we get more revenues, then we can start investing again.
Okay.
And the goal is again is students and faculty
Okay.
that we want to invest in, and then we need to make sure that there's enough staff.
Okay. Okay.
We don't want to run them ragged.
Yes, that's
right?
true.
So it's a juggling game all the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
But we think about it every single day,
Okay.
literally every single day, of how do we make it make it work.
Make it work. Okay. So this is probably the last question from the students. So what is the plan for gun safety on campus? Because there's a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah, so this is something that's been taken up by a system office, so
Okay.
the University of Missouri system, and President Choi, who's
Okay.
over all of us, is on top of this. And as a policy, we are saying we don't want guns on campus.
Yes. Okay.
And I realized that there was a court case, and he was out there testifying. Basically, we're saying no guns on campus.
Okay.
The end of the day, we are part of the state, and whatever laws the state passes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
we
Is
will follow
abide
those
by
laws,
it.
abide
Okay.
by the laws.
Okay.
But in general, I'm all for people owning guns,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of guns on our campus with young people
Yes, that's not
who
advised.
can get passionate about things is not possibly the best idea.
Yes.
So, guns on campus, as I said, that's not what we stand for.
Okay.
But in terms of people owning guns and going hunting or going target practicing, hey,
Go ahead and
for
do it.
it's a good thing. So yes, we just don't want to add guns in the mix of a lot of young people having
Yes.
fun
Okay.
and get out of hand quickly.
Awesome. So we are done with the student section. So I'm gonna ask you. So what would you say to a student out there or a young person out there who's trying to pursue purpose, who's trying to do something different? What would you say to them based on what you've been in your experience? What would you tell them to let them keep going? What would you, from your experience, what would you tell them to do?
Number one, don't give up.
Yes.
If you really have a passion, go for it.
Okay.
Because the world may tell you otherwise.
Yes.
And work hard at it.
Yes.
But again, I will, with the caveat
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes the door that you want open may not open.
Yes.
And it's even more courageous to step through something that you don't know what it's all about.
Wow.
And
Yes.
again, figure out a different path.
That's true.
And be open to that. Be
Exactly.
open to possibilities.
Yes.
Don't just fixate on one thing.
On one thing. Yes.
Because there may be a lot of things that you're meant to do.
Yes. Exactly.
And that the world will benefit from you
Okay.
doing. So the thing is, be passionate about whatever you're doing.
Okay. Just
Don't
focus
do
on
it
it.
half-heartedly. Just be passionate.
100%. Put your 100%, 1,000% in it.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And have fun while doing it.
Yes. What have you been in UMKC or Kansas City? What have you learned? Have you learned anything different? What have you gotten from being in your UMKC system? Is there something you've learned so far by being here with us?
First of all, there's a lot of excellence at UMKC.
Okay.
Amongst the students, I meet folks like you running programs and doing shows that I didn't know about. The student government that I worked with, just
Okay.
outstanding folks. Faculty and staff, there's a lot of very, very excellent faculty here.
Okay.
Pulitzer Prize winners, Guggenheim award winners, the conservatory,
Yes.
just absolutely world class.
Yes.
A lot of very good research, groundbreaking research in the medical fields.
Yes.
Things that are not as obvious. So if I were to fault us with something, is that we haven't told the story enough.
Yes. Yes.
The world outside doesn't know
That
how
is the
great
truth.
UMKC is. So
That's true.
we'll be doing more of that. You saw the first foray onto that with Rusa everywhere.
Yes. Yes. I see.
campaign.
Yes. I saw. Yeah. It's everywhere in KC.
So
Yes.
that's just to get everybody's attention. And
Yes.
the next phase will be, now we'll tell them how good we are.
Wow.
Now that we have got the attention.
Wow.
So that's one thing we have learned.
Okay.
Kansas City is just an awesome city.
Yes, it is.
It is something that you don't realize till you get here.
Exactly. Yes.
And all the things that it has to offer in terms of the arts and the food places.
Yes.
And the ease of, transportation to a lot of places.
Exactly.
Is just fantastic. But the best piece for me, and my wife and I talk about it all the time, is the people.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Very authentic, very genuine, very
Exactly.
hardworking, and very little airs.
Yes.
That fits my style. Get out and do the work.
Yes.
So it's been a great experience.
Awesome.
And, I hope when you came over, you had a similar experience.
Yes, I
It's
did.
a
I did.
welcoming, very
Yes, it is.
welcoming place.
Yes. Okay. So I guess you talking about like being able to, because I think that's one thing with me too. Then that's one of the reasons why I started the show is to be able to show the world, show US what Kansas City has, what UMKC has, having a platform where our stars, our top students can come on and be like showing out people in Hollywood to know that Kansas City UMKC is also happening. Harvard knowing that we are still doing stuff here. And that's the whole reason of this platform, to be able to have something out there that actually publishes what we're doing, where it's not just in KC, but we're trying to show the world what we're doing, and so the world can know we actually making things happen in KC. So yeah, so we are almost at the end of the show. We got like 2 minutes to go. Are you on social media? You are on
Yes.
Instagram. Yes, you're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter.
Oh
So
wow,
I
okay.
encourage folks out there, follow me.
Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's. What's your handle? What's your handle? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so that people can follow
Just
you.
look for Mauli Agrawal.
Mauli
you'll find
Agrawal. Okay, so Mauli
You'll find
Agrawal on Instagram. Follow the Chancellor on Instagram. Hit him up. Cool. Do you do selfies and stuff?
I'm still trying to figure out which end of the phone to look at. So I'm in that age group that doesn't do well with selfies, but I do post a bunch of pictures.
It's like my mom. When my mom is on a video call, she's always like on the phone. I'm like, Mom, can I see your face? She's like, Can you hear me? I'm like, put it out of your, like, let me see you this way. But it's like, technology is moving so fast that
I'm good with group selfies.
Okay.
Somebody else holds the phone.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm so glad to have you. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for, saying yes to come today. This is a privilege for me to actually see you in person and have a normal conversation with you. Because my whole thing is to be able to bring successful people on the show and show people that they're actually normal human beings who can actually talk about what they feel about and what they think, so people can hear their thoughts. So thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for giving me 50 minutes of your time, which I know you're very busy. You have like files you have to go and work on. And thank you so much for coming today. We're going to end. Do you have anything you want to say to the people so they know?
Just thank you for having me, and go Roos.
Go Roos. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to be signing out for now. And also, hey, if you didn't make the show today, please go on YouTube at Fired Up KC. On Friday, we'll have the video out on YouTube so you can watch it. But for now, we're signing out. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Tune in next Tuesday. We have an awesome guest coming through too, so you don't want to miss out next Tuesday. Awesome. Thank you, guys, and bye-bye for now.